All right, yeah, we're going good now. Hey, everybody, jer-dog here, jer-dogcomedy.com. Heading back home after my first show of 2017, the He Said, She Said show with my good friend and co-star Katrina Brown. We did that at one of my favorite bars, one of my favorite clubs, one of my favorite one-nighters in the entire country. It's called Boxcars Pub and Grub in Clinton, Wisconsin. They've got a beautiful little room in the back, a brick wall. It's like a real comedy club in there. It only seats about 60 people, which makes it a nice, intimate, up-close crowd. They're so into it. It's such a great place to do stand-up comedy. They're very supportive. It's just a very free and creative place to perform. I love it. I'm very happy that I've been able to work with Tim Pogorelski's lovely wife, Randy, for the last, I think, 5 or 6 years now, producing the Grassroots Comedy Tour there. Last night, they had the He Said, She Said show in. It was a blast. We've been sold out for several weeks now, and Katrina and I, we did new stuff. We did some of our, tried and true kick-ass A-game material, and it was just a lot of fun. We did like an extra 30 minutes at the end with a Q&A. I'm going to put up some of those clips on my YouTube channel. But just a good way to start out 2017. And then to top it all off, my good friend and one of my original mentors, Dobie Maxwell, lives in the area. So we had lunch today. That was a really good way to start out 2017. And Dobie made the comment when we were eating that we're talking about everything: comedy, life, love, the pursuit of happiness, blah 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 blah. And shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, Dobie was like, "Man, you're one of the hardest working guys I know. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're all over the place. I don't know how you keep all that together, and you still got your family life at home. How do you do all that and still manage a family at home?" And this is actually a question I get a lot, where people are like, what does your wife think about you being on the road all the time? Or, that's got to be tough. That's got to be tough, with wife and kids at home, and you're trying to make it. I hear shit like that a lot, and it's a legitimate question. I understand the curiosity for sure, but what I'd have to say, it's a very cliche answer. It's all about balance. It sounds stupid, but it's all about balance. It's really not that much more difficult, I don't think, to do stand-up comedy and pursue a career in show business and have a family at home than it is to pursue a career in just about anything and have a fucking family. I mean, most marriages end in divorce anyway. I think it's something like 60% now of all marriages end in divorce, and it's usually over, I think it's usually over money. But listen, that's across all industry, all demographics, all walks of life. It's not just most comedians have dysfunctional families or domestic problems at home with their spouse. I think it's a lot of people do. People say that comedians are fucked up, tortured souls. I think most people are fucked up, tortured souls. And if you don't think you're fucked up, you're probably one of the most fucked up out there. There just happens to be a select number of fucked up, tortured souls that also happen to do stand-up comedy. And yes, there is travel involved, and yes, it is challenging, but it's also very fulfilling, just like any career or any industry can be. When you have that, it's not that hard to balance things out at home. I think a lot of times, if you have, let's say you're in comedy, and your spouse isn't very supportive, she's giving you a lot of shit about being on the road, or whatever it is, maybe it's actually other problems that you have at home that you need to deal with. And the problems that you're having about pursuing stand-up comedy or traveling on the road, doing gigs, is really just a symptom of these other problems that are deeper, that you actually need to be fixed. It has nothing to do with the career that you chose. If you're fucking up on the road, if you're causing problems, you're doing things like that, those might be legitimate beefs that your significant other has in the relationship. That's the shit that needs to be fixed. Trust me, I've had many of those problems in my relationship. In my marriage, my wife said a lot to say about some of my behavior on the road. And she had well within her rights to say it. You know, if I'm out there getting wasted and drinking till I'm blue in the face and getting all fucked up and then trying to drive back to the hotel, getting a DUI, creating $10,000 headache for 3 years or whatever it is not good for the family. She definitely has the right to speak up and say, get your shit together and enough with the fucking Jaeger bomb, stupid. That's the actual kind of support that I need. It's not necessarily the kind of support that I want to hear all the time, but it's the kind of support that I need. I think that's another key, is she's very, very, very supportive. She loves that I do stand-up comedy, but I've been doing stand-up comedy since before we met. So it was already a thing. There was nothing to change. There were no sudden uprootings or sudden differences in the dynamic of the family domestic situation. It's not like I was 35 years old and then had a sudden breakdown at my job and wanted to quit and start pursuing my dream. I've been doing stand-up since I was 19 years old. I met my wife when I was 20 or 21. Anyway, I've been doing comedy already. It was already part of my passion. It was already my following. It was already my path. It's already what I was going to do and how I was going to do that. She was fully supportive then. She's fully supportive still. That helps out a lot. My kids fucking love it too. They love having a comedian for a dad. Who wouldn't? I'm not saying life is always a barrel of laughs with me. I'm a fucked up, tortured soul. Like I said before, I do some stupid, fucked up shit. I have bad days. I rant and rave. But for the most part, there's a lot of laughs in our household. A lot of laughs. And I think that's important. I think that's something that comedians have to offer the world, is not just their fucked up, tortured bullshit, which is what everybody has. Congratulations, you had a shitty childhood. Hello, we all did. That's just what gets you a ticket to life. We all had fucked up childhoods. Welcome to the club. That's not what makes you a comedian. You don't need dysfunction in your life to be funny. It certainly helps a lot of times. It certainly fucking helps. But as a comic, your ability to make people laugh, it's healing. It's healing. It's a positive dynamic for your relationship. A lot of women say that what turns them on most about a man is his sense of humor. Develop your sense of humor, dudes. Get a good sense of humor. Make your wife laugh all the fucking time. Your relationship will be fucking awesome. Develop a sense of humor. Have a good time. Set expectations. Create balance. You have to systemize a lot. I have to make sure a lot of shit just automatically goes according to a ritual and a routine and a structured dynamic in the house. A certain schedule needs to be followed to get those kids out and about to school. As soon as they're in school, I don't waste time, man. I don't fuck around. I start getting down to business. I'm editing videos. I'm writing material. I'm making the phone calls I need to make. I'm getting my shit done, because when they get home at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, now it's family time. Then when I go on the road over the weekends, everything's pretty much been taken care of. There's a little bit of disorganization and confusion. It's not all fucking bells and whistles. We're not perfectly organized. I'm not talking about perfection here. I'm just talking about creating a system, a structure, a schedule, a routine where things become automatic and systemized, and that's what makes balance easy. We know that every weekend I'm gonna go on the road Friday and Saturday, and my wife has their system and their routine and their structure when I'm gone. I have my system, my routine and structure when I'm on the road. The things I need to do the gig, to get to the gig, to write the material, to create these videos like this. You just gotta keep up with it. Put in the work, put in the effort. If you're putting in 100%, passionately following your career, your path, the thing that you're meant to do in life, and you're doing well at it, Your spouse, your significant other, the people in your life shouldn't have any fucking problem with it whatsoever. It's a little bit weird doing show business. It's not something that a lot of people really understand. They think they do. They think they have some idea about it because they see a lot of it on TV. They're exposed to a lot of it in the media. It's something that a lot of people think they know a lot about, but have actually very little knowledge of. Is show business, performing, entertainment. This fucking gypsy lifestyle that traveling road dogs like myself lead. A lot of people think they have an idea of what it's all about. They have not very much of a clue whatsoever. But what do I know? I'm just a fucking idiot. I'm just a comedian. You're talking to an ass clown here. jer-dog.com. Check out the website. I've got more of these video blogs up there. Heading home. I just thought I'd shoot this video blog right now while I've still got sunlight. It's going down, driving into the sunset. Very romantic. God damn it. I can't even remember the point I was trying to make. Something about how to create balance and pursue your career, make your family life work out. I don't think it's a challenge that's just exclusive to traveling entertainers or artists. I think it's a challenge that a lot of people have. A lot of people have a challenge of making their relationships work. It can be especially difficult to travel on the road, but you figure out ways to do it. And we got technology now. It makes staying in touch easier than ever. We all got our things going on. And I think that's important as well. We're all following our career, not our career. You know, my kids are in school, but they have their direction, their dynamics. Right now, their career is their school or their hobbies. Whatever it is, the things that you're passionate about, just continue to follow those. The people in your life will be happy. A lot of people, oh, this is the point I was trying to make. Now I fucking remember it. Because a lot of people are not very familiar with show business and how it works, they think that if you're not rich and famous, that you're still struggling. And that they say things like, I hope you make it. Someday, you know, you're good enough. If you just keep at it, someday you'll make it. I've already made it, motherfucker. I've already made it. This is something I've been doing for 20 years. And pretty much supporting a family of 4 for the last 5 years. Ups and downs, financial struggles. Again, not everything's perfect. We all have financial struggles. The same way we almost all have relationship struggles. But I've already made it, cocksuckers. I've already made it. I'm not rich and famous. There's only probably like, 30 people possibly watching this video blog right now. Maybe more if they get better and I do more of them. I can build up a fan base on YouTube and be a big YouTube celebrity. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I'm having fun with it right now. Making bucks, making people laugh, having a good time. I've already made it. But a lot of people don't understand that. They don't think if you're rich and famous, they think that you're struggling. And this is the point that I want to bring up. When it comes to your family life, one of the worst things you could possibly fucking do is give up on your dream, give up on your career path. What message does that send to your kids? What message does that send to your wife? I remember when my wife first got pregnant with our first son 14 years ago. And my mother, who was very well-intentioned, very, very well-intentioned, sat me down and was like, you know, Jeremy, you gave this comedy a good shot. You did the best you could, but now it's time. You got a kid on the way. You need to settle down and probably get a regular job, a 9-to-5 job, or you'll, have a regular paycheck and benefits because you've got a family to think about now. It's not just about you going